Howdy partners, this is Kiram with MassiveEffectMarketing.com. We are Massive Effect. We do SEO for small service-based businesses and help them dominate in the Google so your customers can find you. Today we're looking at a pest control website, and we're going to take a look at the SEO, the search engine optimizations. What's good, what's bad, what can be done. First things first, look what we have here. We have, well, let's see what we have. Is this all one link or are they all individual pages? Oh, it's just one link to a Google map. Well, that's interesting. And this would be Citrus County. I was hoping, as I was hovering, Citrus County. Lovely. I was hoping as I was hovering over here that these were all individual pages, right, that I could click on, but unfortunately not, because that, my friends, would be very good SEO. That is a classic SEO technique to get your website loved by the Google, is to create a page for every city that you operate in, because you want to send signals to the Google that your website, thisdomain.com, has something to do with this location. So if you're doing jobs over in Palm Harbor, Google's not going to know about it unless you're talking about Palm Harbor on your website. So that's the way of handling that, is to make pages about Palm Harbor and the work you've done in Palm Harbor. Minimally, people will make one page for the city, but that's really not the way to dominate and to slay. If you want to rock and roll, what you need to do is have multiple pages about the work that your company, which is a service company, is doing in that city. Then it's going to mention Palm Harbor many times on those many pages, and that will be many signals to Google that, hey, we're doing stuff in Palm Harbor. When people are in Palm Harbor searching for pest control near me, you should put us up in there, Google, please. All right, that's how that works. So that's the technique that you should use: pages for the cities and pages for the work in the cities. As far as other elements, let's do Control U to look at the source. Looking for the title. There it is. We have, what's the company name? JD Smith. So they have chosen to not put their company name in their title, which is a faux pas. So the title is visualized up here, right? You see that guy? And it's in the code right here. And it is the most potent SEO search engine optimization you can do on your page. Carries a lot of weight with the Google. And what it needs to do is describe the contents of the page. And for the home page, a good formula is company name, all right, JD Smith Pest Control, main search phrase you want to rank for, pest control or termite inspection, and then your service area. So this is great. They just need to throw in their company name and that will be perfect. And I'm just curious. This is a WordPress website. I was curious. WP. It's going to be a slow website, but oh well. So we've got the title, decent. And then another SEO factor is amount of text. This homepage is really low on text, which is not good. They should have 1,000 words on this homepage, but they don't. It's crucial to have your homepage have quality content in abundance, all right? Because Google runs on text. Look at this guy, oh my Lord. So they're making up for it with their inside pages, right? Look at these disgusting creatures. Let's see if this is unique by copying it. Select, copy, go to Google, paste, and JD comes up number 1. So it seems this is original content. Let's grab another piece. How about this one? Copy it. Go to Google. You got to put the quotes on it. Good for them. So it seems that they wrote all this content themselves, which is really good. If they had copied it from, for instance, Wikipedia, then they would be penalized for duplicate content, possibly. You never want to copy content, you always want to write your own. So good job on them for making all these excellent pieces of content. The funny thing here is this is all the same page. If you look down here, look over here while I'm hovering, you'll see it's pest control library, pest control library, this is a separate page, pest control library, pest control library, see that? So these are all the same page, they're just different sections of the same page, which is fine. Ideally, they'd all have their own page. If you really want to go all in, do 500 words for each bug, why not? I'm sure much more could be said about ants than 500 words. Because right now they have, what? Here's ants. They have 100 words right now about ants. If they really wanted to kill it, they would make a 500 word page about each of these bugs. That would be winning. They're doing it right now for bed bugs. If we go click on bed bugs, they've got a whole page about them, which is nice. This is really good that they're talking about the problem, prevention, solution. They should pitch the solution a little harder, that they are the solution. Because people actually, this isn't an SEO point at this point, it's a marketing point. People just read headings, they're not going to read the text. So if you're talking about the problem, prevention, okay, well, where's the solution? That's not a solution, that's not a solution. The solution is, we will fix your bug problem, right? That's what people would be looking for. Anyway, nothing to do with SEO. So that'd be really good if they made all these into pages. They've done it for rodents, but again, this is kind of thin content on these pages, maybe 200-300 words. You want to go for 500 words plus, ideally 1,000 words. You can never have too much content. The more, the better. They've got a reviews page. Pretty nice. This looks like a direct embed, maybe from Google. I can't quite tell. Pretty decent. And that's about it as far as content on their site. They don't have a lot of pages, to be honest. They've got home. They've got a termite page. A couple of these. So we're looking at 7 pages. This page is pretty fancy. They even have a little wanker coming across the screen. So this is all about termites. Got a video. This is probably a landing page. This is probably where, when they do ads or post on social, they put a link to this page, because this page feels like a sales page. All right, they're trying to pitch hard on this. They've got their video pop up. Anyway, so SEO wise, this site really needs more content. It's got a lot of good elements in place, but it needs a lot more content. It needs the titles optimized on all pages. Bed bugs. This one's not too bad, but you should always double check all the titles. I don't see any interlinking, which is a huge surprise, because we have all these different bugs, right? I don't see in the text, right, linking to other pages on their website. And that is an important SEO point. I don't see any of that. So that is missing. And there are several other things. A good thing they do have is the security certificate. That helps SEO a little bit. But my diagnosis is suffering from a lack of content. So they need much more content. I do see a blog. Let's take a peek at the blog and see how it stacks up. This is usually where you would go to create all your content. So we have September 17, August 17, June 18. So we're looking like a monthly with a little break. Nearly monthly. We got 2 in March, During the corona, they got busy, 2 articles. But look, since 2020, we have 6 or whatever that was. 1 blog post a month is not going to cut it, although it's more than what it's more than what some people are doing. If you want to dominate, you need to do 1 every week. All right, so they're doing the right thing here. This is really excellent. They are poised to dominate. They just need to do more. Ideally 1 a week. 1 every 2 weeks, okay, that's better. But they're not even really doing 1 per month, and that would be like the bare minimum. So this is a really good strategy. This is why blogging is still relevant for business. It gives you a way to create content for your site that fits somewhere nicely, because they're not going to keep creating pages up here, as you can see, right? Like this navigation is very intentionally laid out. They're not going to put rainy season bugs or tips to conquer the palmetto bug under pest control. This is going to become an endless list. This needs to be all about selling the prospect. Okay, this is what we do, this is who we are, blah, blah, blah. But as far as all the content for the SEO, it needs to live in the blog. And they need to get on that regularly, every week, 500 words. You can never have too much content. And by doing that, you're showing Google you're not doing the bare minimum. You're going to show Google that you're here to dominate, you're making lots of content, and you're making more content than your competitors. And that's how you can rock and roll. So that is what they should do. They can even, if they're running out of ideas for article topics, they can just write about each time they do a pest control job, do a little before and after photo, disgusting as it may be, and then that would be content for the website. They can write about the infestation, write about the steps they took, how it got handled, a testimonial from the customer, and lo and behold, you've got a few hundred words every time you do a pest control job. That's really going to help the stagnation of, well, what do we write about this month? You know what I mean? Just write about the work you're doing. Literally document the work. The work writes itself. So that's what they should do for their content. And then they can really dominate in the Google and create heaps of good content. And if they do that type of content based off of their pest control jobs, they're going to mention the location of the work they're doing. So if it's in Largo or Dunedin or Citrus, that's going to be in the text of the page. So again, you're going to send more signals to Google that you have something to do with that geographical area, which will help your local SEO. If you want help with your SEO, you know where to go, massiveeffectmarketing.com. We will sort you out. We do SEO for small service-based businesses to help them dominate in the Google for local search. All right, so come on down, massiveeffectmarketing.com, over to the contact page, and let us know what we can do for you. Until then, thank you very much, and take care.